Longzhu Gaming. And we'll see what Longzhu has in store for us, because what they tried last game did not work. Tigers had that Tahm Kench handled easily.
There should be no draft where a team gets Fiora and Lulu. It's just a thing that shouldn't happen. Those teams have so much synergy together. Fiora gives you a win condition in her ability to push almost anyone. And wow, respect ban to Peanut.
How about that?
This is the world you live in, where you can't ignore the enemy jungler anymore. Now Peanut also is a big carry threat for the ROX Tigers.
Really interesting ban with the Alistar. So we know that Longzhu probably wants to take Pure off of that Bard. ROX Tigers know that. They're like, no, we're going to ban the Alistar. We want you to stay on the Bard because we know how to handle it.
Absolutely, and this is, you know what this is, Doa? This is the ROX Tigers not wanting to first pick Alistar, and as you mentioned, not wanting to give it away. Gorilla is a majestic Alistar player. There's no denying it there. This is purely, as you mentioned, mind games against Pure.
Do you take Fiora here?
I don't think you take it at first pick, but what else is available? Maybe a high-pressure jungler. Elise is available. You could look to the jungle pool now that Nidalee's been removed, but there's still a lot of power elsewhere.
All right, it will be that Elise.
I think you're happy to leave Chaser on the REX side. You want the champion that can win the early duels in terms of damage and in terms of power. Thing, that's been on point, so I like the Elise.
All right, well, so do the ROX Tigers, and now Longzhu with their first 2 picks.
Do you really see a world where Flame picks Fiora into Smeb?
I don't know.
He might get last pick, maybe in that scenario, but...
Maybe.
I'm hoping they last pick Kennen. That's what I want to see.
I'd be happy to see that, but... I don't know. Longzhu taking a while to figure out their picks.
It was the cruelest world ever, where Acorn, his compatriot on LGD, would play top lane Kennen all the time, and Flame never got to play it.
I know, right?
Ever.
Well, Lissandra's still open, and that looks like a pretty powerful duo, taking the Lissandra and taking that Trundle away from Gorilla, too.
Yeah, taking ROX Tigers to Flex Pick City.
Yep.
2 very strong Flex Picks. Red side drafting ever showed what was possible at IEM and just previous to IEM with Flex Picks on the red side, so very solid start to the draft for Longzhu.
Now, Gorilla is an incredible Thresh player, so I don't think this really hurts the Tigers too much.
Can you name his bad champions?
No.
Because his support Kennen was wonderful last season.
He was the one who made Janna popular back in Season 4.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's really good on everything, pretty much.
So Gorilla will get one of his good champions. That part is definitely...
I haven't seen him do support Xerath, so I guess I don't know how good he is with that. Support
You might actually be a better support Xerath than Gorilla.
I think that's actually impossible.
At minimum, a more practiced support Xerath.
That may be true.
Bray has also been highly prioritizing the Kalista, but it's now turned over to Lucian duty. I really like the attack speed. Tristana we saw last time.
Look at this.
Longzhu, okay, double AD. This is interesting.
Yeah, Kindred Kalista.
So talking to junglers, specifically talking to Dexter, he's a big proponent that at least one of the best picks into Kindred, just because you can kill her, specifically pre-6, and this is going to be Chaser picking the Kindred into Elise, so that could be tricky.
I think we could definitely see a support Poppy for Gorilla.
Quinn is available. That's been perma-banned against Smeb as well.
That's also true, yeah.
You're not going to see Zed with Lissandra, the only solo lane that's been committed to.
You could see Victor, though, and there's the Poppy. Okay, so the question is, where's this Poppy and this Tahm Kench going to go? It could be flexed either way. And Gorilla had some incredible Tahm Kench play at Worlds.
But what does that say about a draft on the blue side, that you can actually potentially deny a champion like Fiora because you could swap between the two? Not that Poppy beats Fiora. We've seen in the LPL she can do fine. In general, it's more about the team fights than anything else. Yeah. But flex picking the support and top lane is really cool, as Longzhu, with their last pick, might actually go to an Azir mid. Interesting. Azir's right on the edge of the mid lane meta. People feel like she's not quite good enough. Will it be the Longzhu special?
Well, I mean, do they have the burst to make this Lux work?
Look, she provides a good, safe, long-range wave clear. She should get a farm lane against the Victor, even though Victor pushes fast. And Longzhu has always been intertwined with Lux. It's cruel that Frozen is on the bench watching Coco play Lux. But Lux is not bad in this situation.
And it will be the Lux in the mid lane for Coco. Okay, so, I mean, theoretically, if this Lissandra gets going, you can blow up the back line with Lissandra and Lux, I suppose. And you can certainly lock people up for Lux laser, can't you?
You have incredible wave clear between Lissandra and Lux, just wave deletion.
That too?
Looks like Poppy is going to be the support.
Interesting, okay. So I don't think we've seen Gorilla play Poppy support yet.
We haven't seen Poppy support in Champions yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's very powerful, specifically against gap closers. Obviously, Trundle doesn't have any of those. It stops the dash coming through from both Flame and Chaser.
Well, Poppy with Kalista around is hilarious because Kalista's hop is...
that was a swap.
Oh, did they swap it? Oh, okay. So Tahm Kench will be played by Gorilla then. And Smev will be on that Poppy. They switched at the last second. You have until about 20 seconds to make that change.
All right, so it's going to be Poppy top. I think Poppy top's the right call in terms of the lane matchup, just because Poppy can be a threat damage-wise and does have outscale potential on the Sandra.
But now, Kalista, when she does her hopping animation between autos, that does proc the knockdown from Poppy's aura, doesn't it?
I believe it's just the first one, but yes, that is counted as a dash.
Yeah, so it can be pretty funny if Poppy gets onto Kalista.
So no grand re-debut of support Poppy, only going to be the Toppy that we've seen exclusively.
Is he playing Lollipoppy too? I believe he is. I think that's the new Lollipoppy splash art, isn't it?
Might be right. I'm not 100% on that.
I could be wrong. I have never seen that splash art before, to be completely honest.
Haven't seen much Poppy either.
That's also true. Either way, ROX Tigers looking to cement their position as possibly the best team in Korea, if not the world, with a win over Longzhu. We'll see if Longzhu can tie it up. Time to get in the game.
Find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother.
All right, turn my back on Mother Nature. Global warming fighting, I guess. All right, my song said so. Welcome back to Summoner's Rift, ROX Tigers versus Longzhu. The fans cheering loudly for Longzhu, but they have got quite the mountain to climb if they're going to take down the ROX Tigers after the way Game 1 went.
So, of course, the most interesting thing about Champ Set was the last second pivot to Poppy top, but I want to point something else out, though, is that Longzhu has gone double teleport, but one of those double teleports is on a Lux with an Elise support, with an Elise jungle, sorry, so no cleanse. Kuro has taken cleanse as a respect against Lissandra Rome, potentially against other CC, but Lux, a fairly immobile champion, fairly slow, really weak to champions CCing her, doesn't have cleanse, so I think that's the go button to play around this mid lane.
It's not Lollipoppy. I'm disappointed.
Confirmed.
Oh well. You know when Riot was giving people a bunch of free skins for like good behavior and stuff like that? I got Lollipoppy. That was my gift. Thanks, Riot.
How do you really intuit what that means?
I've still never played a game on Poppy. One of the few champs I haven't actually played. Ever.
The new Poppy, I think, is pretty good. I mean, the old Poppy, of course, if you could just farm for free and somehow get CS, was good in the late game also, but
yeah.
The new Poppy, very flexible. I actually like her in support more than top, but we haven't seen that yet in Champions.
Almost. We almost did today.
I mean, we came pretty damn close. We're like 2 seconds away from a support Poppy, then cruelly denied.
Yep. Mid lane battle between Kuro and Coco. And Gorilla's Tahm Kench was really good at Worlds, but you gotta be careful here, man. There's the exhaust used, flash used in response. Yeah, you gotta be careful. That Trundle can lead to a lot of auto attacks.
And that's the first time we've seen support Tahm Kench this season. Maybe you remember another, but it's certainly been almost exclusively Tahm Kench top, and
I think it has.
This is not a good matchup for Tahm Kench support. Remember, Tahm Kench is all about letting the opponents engage on your opponent and then eating them. But when you eat someone when the Trundle Pillar's down, you're still slowed. You're still finding it very hard to get out. You're either blocked by the Trundle Pillar or you're slowly pathing around it. So the Devour just not very good in this laning matchup.
Yeah, here comes Peanut. Very early gank attempt here. They're going to go in. Gorilla trying to load up that passive. Pure in a little bit of trouble. Gets eaten. Gorilla taking a lot of damage. Pure trying to get there. He's got that flash. Will he be able to use it? No. First blood goes over to Peanut. Pure realizing that he was too low health, that even if he used that flash, it wouldn't have saved him. And ROX Tigers again strikes first.
But such a smart gank, and you know that was a call on the fly. It's not that they had a pre-plan to gank bottom. It was, look, I got chunked out. The enemy is more likely to overextend. The matchup's not great. We already talked about that between the Tahm Kench and the Trundle, and I'm so far behind in pots. What's the best equalizer to equalize that early flash being used? A smart wraparound gank.
Yep, absolutely. And Peanut has just been so good whenever they need to be aggressive.
Peanut always had so much potential on the Najin lineup, of course. Didn't see so much play. Watch played almost exclusively, especially throughout the summer season. They interestingly pivoted to Peanut in their last couple of series. In their World Series, actually, they're running Peanut and Tank. And you give him a new surroundings, you give him some new teammates who, of course, were feeling pretty good after coming second in Worlds. They're looking to go one better, though.
Oh, Coco flashes, and now that is a very dangerous lane for Lux.
A teleport Lux with no flash for 5 minutes is
Hello.
Isn't going to leave the turret very much.
Gorilla's going to find that ward with his pink ward, creating a little bit safer of a lane for Smed.
How did Gorilla even get there so fast? I swear I take my eyes off the map. It doesn't matter if he has Moby boots or no boots. Gorilla's map movement is... It's something to emulate if you're a support player.
Yep, perpetual roamer, for sure.
Always at the right time.
Yeah. Chaser, meanwhile, just farming up a bit. Looking for that level 6, I suppose. Picked up the Tracker's knife. Peanut hasn't been back to buy yet, I think.
Pathing towards top lane.
Yeah.
Interaction between Lyssandra's Glacial Path and the W should be interesting to track. As far as I know, it does cancel, but of course some abilities go through that W.
Yeah, they're going to dive this. All right, Flame in trouble. Teleport coming in, but it's not going to save Flame in time. Coco is there. Nice repel by Peanut. Dodges a light binding, I believe, with that. And
So
now,
clean.
oh,
Nice
there it
timing.
is. Peanut taking some damage. Chaser trying to get the kill. There's the flash. Smeb caught up just a little bit, and he's going to go back around. Chaser slammed against the wall. What a brave play by Smeb, but it's going to cost him. Coco gets a kill. Here comes Kuro. Can they get more TP coming in again as Kuro picks up a kill onto Chaser, and now Flame going to be able to claim the kill onto Peanut, fighting in the end, but that was a very weird fight, going a little bit better for Longzhu.
Yeah, Longzhu were smarter at. They reacted much faster. Kuro with this, Victor doesn't have the Q augments, of course, couldn't respond super quickly.
It was 2 for 2 in terms of kills. They got both teleports out. I wonder if ROX Tigers can maybe turn this into a dragon, possibly.
Really have lane control in bottom just yet. They picked up that kill, but it's still pretty even.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a dominant laning matchup for the ROX Tigers, so we'll have to watch that space.
That was just a, man, I mean, we talked about it, but that was so aggressive. If you watch the ROX Tigers last year, for most of 2015, you would have never seen a play like that.
It's so clean, though, and the mechanics from Peanut on space. Peanut again.
Caught by the light binding. Girl's gonna flash ahead. That's a lot of damage onto Coco. Responds with the laser, but he dies. Gets taken down, and now Chaser being chased. Can he escape? He doesn't have flash.
Gorilla's there
He can
too.
hop over the wall, but yeah, Gorilla there with the Q slows him down. Chaser getting taken out. They hand that kill over to Prey.
Gorilla is always there. Every time he is in the right spot.
Peanut's having a great time with this too. I can't blame him. He's 3-1-2 on this Elise.
Justifying the first round pick and just coming back to the Elise and coming back to what Peanut brings. The mechanics are what's different, though. Hojin ganking that lane. The fact that they were able to first have the Poppy stun, then wait out the CC duration, get the maximum stun from the Cocoon as well. No layering, no mislayering of CC. The mechanics are what changes the team, and of course the aggressive mindset. Between those two things, Peanut looks like a world-class jungler on the lineup of the ROX Tigers.
Yep. One of the things I love the most about the ROX Tigers is that you're never going to have one of those boring, passive early games with these guys. They are always going to try to make plays, and they're good at it.
I mean, even in a game where maybe they should be passive in the other game, they have Peanut. He doesn't have passive as one of his gears. He's all in. He's basically that poker player that's all in or fold every hand.
You know they don't, you know you say like people don't have a single like bone in their body with a certain quality. I think Peanut doesn't have a certain segment, or it doesn't have any segments of DNA in his body that say passive. He's bloodthirsty to the core.
It's probably officially true and also effectively true.
It's great.
Chase is back up top. Chase has been boxing with shadows this series. Peanut has run the series throughout.
Yeah. Now Flame could be in trouble again. He's got flash, but you know he may be coming.
He's waiting for Elise to get close to top.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2v2 time.
I guess so. Well, Chaser's probably going to give up. Yeah, he's walking away, but the timing is awkward as Peanut coming in now. Smeb gets locked up with that W. Oh, Peanut's just going to walk up. I don't think they saw him.
Doesn't have flash to heroic charge him back into Peanut.
Here comes Pure, making his way towards that top lane. Oh, scumbag minion.
Lost fire on that one.
Yep. Chaser's right there. They spot him with a ward. Peanut in a little bit of trouble though. Chaser doing some damage, but Gorilla again. He's always there. Pure is there too though. Peanut low. They can't quite fight this. They're gonna have to disengage.
It's not just that he's there, it's that he's always there first.
He's always there in the right place at the right time too.
Well, we'll stop this Gorilla love in for just a second to note the blue buff
I will
being passed
never
over.
stop loving Gorilla.
He gives you good reason. He brings you back, doesn't he?
He just makes me happy. He's a true representation of bloodthirsty support.
We'll go back to the bot lane, which we've literally not touched on at all because Gorilla and Pure have both not been there. Ray's got a very slight CS lead. Oh, look at this, actually. Different itemization from Captain Jack. It might be Bloodthirster first from the Kalista. This, of course, was the original build before Blade the Ruined King became popular. It was Bloodthirster Hurricane.
Yeah.
It's more expensive now, but maybe you just need that extra bit of sustain, that overshield to stay alive in fights, because Captain Jack wasn't staying alive in any fights in the previous game.
I think you're right. I think that really is it. He's just feeling the pressure from what happened last game.
The person diving him now in Smeb doesn't have burst damage. He has consistent damage, so the ability to have that overshield and lifesteal might mean that he lives longer than if he had Blade, because Blade against this Poppy sounds good, but in practice doesn't do very much.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about Flame playing this Lissandra too is that he's really getting to be kind of the Flame of old in that he's sitting back just CSing. He's got about a 20 CS lead already. And we know that Flame likes to just sit back and farm.
He's got the lane dominant champion, and
Yep.
it's not necessarily farm, but the Frost Queen's claim means that he's, winning out every trade in terms of just effective gold. He'll very soon have the Frost Queen's claim completed and pile on the gold. So maybe not Flame Horizon in terms of CS, but he should have a healthy gold lead in top.
Yeah. Probably.
Peanut, Cinder Hulk Elise, that's what we were expecting. That's why it was so surprising to see Flawless staunchly with the Runic Echo Elise in the previous series.
Well, that's what we call a bad idea.
Yep.
And he suffered for it.
Runeglaive made a certain amount of sense with the burst, and oh
Uh-oh.
boy.
Teleport coming in. Flame wants to make a play on a Smeb. Smeb throwing against the wall. Another TP comes. Coco tries to get to the mid lane. Gets locked up. Kuro and Peanut right there. Chaser going after Peanut. Flame trying to chase it.
Oh.
Flashes. Doesn't land the ultimate. Now he uses on Kuro. Smeb comes back in. A lot of damage onto Flame. Flame in trouble. Kept alive by that Lambda Smite. Not anymore. Peanut with the execute. Turning now onto Chaser, who flashes away, but he's going to get caught by the cocoon. And that's a kill for Kuro. Coco, ooh, gotta be careful there, man.
Peanut is so good. He repelled the animation of the Lissandra ultimate. I have never seen that done ever before. I'm not willing to say it was luck. That was just an amazing reaction. Oh boy.
Yeah. You're gonna get the Rift Scuttler after this. Meanwhile, Gorilla and Prey pushing up that bottom lane. No dragons yet this game, by the way. Rift Scuttler given over to maybe Kuro. We don't know yet.
Ah yes, the Rift Scuttler with Victor. That is some wave play.
Yes, it is.
Wow. I really want to see a replay of that play because it was a flash ult. So honestly, I think it was an intentional dodge. Now, of course, the timing window is like 0.05 seconds. It reminds me of other interactions. So this was Coco teleporting onto a ward against Victor. So
see how fast Peanut really is.
I mean, he just repelled Lissandra ult, which just forced the ult onto Kuro. Nice re-engage from Smeb. Peanut is something else mechanically. Very young player. Obviously, spent a lot of his time playing this League of Legends game. That was...
Look at this. They really want to give Kuro the killer. Like, all right, go ahead, take it. All right.
Coco's on the reactive champion and hasn't really found much this game. That's for sure.
Yep. This TP Lux not working out. Oh,
right,
Peanut.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
You've gone a little bit too deep, buddy. Here comes Smeb and Kuro, though, to help out. It's a 3v2. Well, Flame's over the top. He can come if he wants to. Not going to, though.
But this is the difference, right? Is that that's what Peanut does. He solo invades. He's a very, very aggressive player.
Yep.
It just with Najin, the laners didn't react to him, and with the ROX Tigers, you cannot take for granted that this team that never had to do that ever suddenly is always in the back pocket of their aggressive jungle.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, Flame trying to get away, makes it on the E, but that's a lot of damage. Destroyed by Smeb.
It was actually correct to use the offensive ultimate there, because if he self-ulted, he would have died 100%. He hoped to get a trade kill, but couldn't pull one off, and facial expressions tell you a lot about how this game's going.
Yeah. And this game, not maybe quite as one-sided as game one, but it's not too far off.
Well, because no structures are down. The kill score much more one-sided, but it hasn't been the turret destruction, because again, it's not attack speed coming through from Prey. It's just the Essence Reaver. It's a laning item. It's a building block item for when you finish your attack speed item. But the ROX Tigers don't just play one speed. They play smartly. They play around their win conditions. The only man on that team that has one speed is Peanut. Everyone else, they've got some gears to.
Yeah. Peanut's been so good this game. 4-1-4 on that Elise. Culling used to push Captain Jack and Pure away. Gorilla just non-stop trading, and invading again. Gets spotted though by the Frost Queen's claim from Coco.
Smeb looking around mid.
Uh-oh.
Lux still doesn't have her flash.
Oh boy, they want to collapse on this mid lane. Let's see if they can. Looks like Smeb's giving up with it. He found a ward.
Well,
so.
look where Lux plays when she doesn't have flash. She plays at her inner turret when there's still 30% health left on her outer turret.
Well, you have to. I mean, when you have Poppy coming in, a little bit too dangerous.
Well, you don't have to, though. You don't have to lock in the Lux to begin with.
That's the first thing that you don't have to do. But if you do lock in the Lux, you might find yourself in this spot.
I feel like when Peanut sees an enemy lock in Lux, he's like, all right, then, you're disrespecting me. Time to get all over your enemy jungler.
Guess so, yeah.
Because the jungler makes so much of an impact on Lux's lane. If you're ganking for the Lux, she has great CC. You can follow up the burst damage with kills, great. But when you're only a one-track-minded jungler with aggression, locking in the Lux is almost a dare to Peanut.
Yeah, Girl's got that nice CS lead now, and Smeb is caught up completely in CS, but after Flame died 3 times, it's easy to see why.
I'll return to the Bloodthirster, which is completed now from Captain Jack. The other thing that this changes is that Blade the Ruin King is a one-item power spike. It's not as big, of course, as Hurricane Blade the Ruin King, but you scale so much on attack speed as Callista that you do have solo kill potential, blading the enemy and then just hopping forward and auto-attacking. It lets you get more passive hops in as well.
True.
If you go for the Bloodthirster, you're basically only relegated to laning.
Oh, here we go.
Coco.
Coco slowed down. Girl doing quite a bit of damage. He's going for it, man. Oh, gets forced away by Chaser at the end, but Flame TPing down. Coco got very low. They got the teleport out of Flame out of that.
But Kuro did have to flash defensively, so
I suppose
they at least get a laning summoner away. Chase is going to push up. Okay, this is the first time Longzhu has had a clear window to actually push into the enemy jungle. So let's see what they can achieve.
Yeah, well, they really want to take that dragon too, probably.
Looking for more than that.
Oh yeah, they are going to try to go for a big dive here. Only Gorilla and Prey under that turret. Smeb TPing down. It's a 3v4, and suddenly I'd be very afraid of diving that, even if it is 5v3. Wow.
Well, the longer that they don't make a decision, they're in trouble.
Whoops, ult misses. Gorilla takes a lot of damage, flashes away, delivers Prey to safety, and now they're going to turn around. Chaser gets low. Is he going to get a chance to pop the ult? He does. Smeb alive, though, too. This could be close. Chaser, Kuro picks up that kill, and here comes Peanut. A great cocoon onto Captain Jack. They get that flash. Fate's Call pulls out Pure. Another kill comes in. This one going in favor of Longzhu, but that doesn't stop Kuro from getting that double.
You could see the rookie tendencies of Longzhu. They took so long to decide whether to go in. They're already behind. It could be worse.
Yep. Well, I think they'll settle for a Tier 1 turret.
It was a really nice movement from Longzhu. They had 5 members against 3, but there was a split call. The first thought was the binding hit go in. They didn't all commit to going in. The communication wasn't clear, and the ROX Tigers communication, as always, was on point.
Yeah, Bro kind of laughing to himself there. And this is what we've talked about with IM. Coordination is the key. Let's watch that again.
It's 5v3. There's no way for Victor to get there directly. Elise is screens away. You go in right now or you're not in this position, but they are so slow to actually engage. By the time they do, they're under turret. They just walk into the stun against the wall from Smeb. Really poor from Longzhu there. They could have got a couple of kills and got out, and by the time they meandered for so long, they were punished by Peanut coming in late.
Yeah. Wow. Great response, too, by Gorilla to immediately eat up Prey when he knew that damage was coming in from Coco, and that really, really helped out, too.
Again, that gank was less about the ROX Tigers.
Oh, no. Gorilla. Wow, they actually forced Chaser away with the culling. Gorilla's got a lot of health yet. This is at E. Manages to live and catch on to Pure, but I don't think they can follow that up. Yeah, this could be dangerous. Gorilla takes Prey to safety. Whoa, Prey somehow lives with 9 health.
Poppy in the backline, assassinated Lissandro.
Yeah, LZIM manages to get 2 kills out of it, and Kuro and Smeb behind enemy lines. Low health members of Longzhu. Oh, Smeb going after Captain Jack.
Oh boy.
Huge knockup with that verdict. Could be bad. He gets 2. Actually, they get 2 between Kuro and him. Chaser, meanwhile, finishes off Prey. I don't know why Prey just didn't immediately go back. He had 9 health.
So the ROX Tigers just reinitiated 2v4. It ended up being 2v5. It ended up being 2v3, but oh boy, this Poppy's already unkillable. Kuro is on his tried and trusted Victor. He's always been wonderful at this champion. Single-handedly brought it into the meta about a year ago.
Yeah.
Man.
I really want to see how Prey died there, because he escaped with 9 health out of that Lux ultimate, and then he came back in and died.
Never leave a man behind.
I want to see why. There's got to be a reason. All right.
Well,
and the Rift Herald's had enough. He's just off himself. He's like, I'm done with this.
I just love it when that's a transitional point as a big fight just unveils. Like, oh, and also the Rift Herald's
like, I can't take this anymore.
I'm leaving.
Yeah. We're looking at the vision for both teams right now. It's pretty even, maybe a little bit better, though, for the ROX Tigers with those pink wards in the river.
I love that Kuro's against double AP and casually buys a Lichbane second. Doesn't need any of those Abyssal Scepters or anything.
Nah, not necessary.
Just relying on Gorilla to devour him at the right moment, and well,
this works well so far.
Every time Coco gets slowed or spotted out, this is the reality of Lux. It's why you don't see it in the meta. It's why you have to be so practiced with this pick, is that the downside of Lux is so immense.
This is such a completely different game of League of Legends than we've seen lately. Still no dragons. And as soon as I say it, of course, ROX Tigers takes the first dragon. That's a nice little power boost, isn't it?
I mean, 20 minutes is at minimum 8 minutes above the average timer we've seen even this week. And obviously there's been much, much earlier second dragons than 21 minutes.
Yeah. Grab the blue buff there.
Might have been a different game. The map pressure has still been pretty squarely on the side of the ROX Tigers. Oh boy, is it time for shenanigans?
There's a ward there.
So no.
Yeah. Can't make a tricky Baron happen, it looks like.
So hard to pull off those vision picks as Lux in a world where if you don't have visions, pop the spooky ghost or just don't go there.
Yep.
One of the two. You have 2 options rather than just the don't go there. That sometimes is too much of a bait for some people.
Yeah. Longzhu doing the right thing in clearing out some of these wards
that was actually pretty close.
ROX Tigers have put down.
Gorilla casually steals the Rift Scholar.
Oh, meanwhile, Captain Jack gets caught with that cocoon. That's dangerous. Lambs Spike keeps him alive for the moment. Kuro on the outside of the fight comes back in for that kill. Smeb, meanwhile, in the back lines helps Prey destroy Lux. Coco goes down in flame. That's a double kill now for Kuro. ROX Tigers just running rampant all over Longzhu.
And that was with Prey taking over half his health randomly from the Baron because it was aggroed. Wasn't really a factor for that fight, but it didn't matter. The pick power and then the Abyssal Voyage from Gorilla just to go around the back was smart. They spot the ward, they keep DPSing down. There's no way Chaser gets anywhere near this Baron. Casual Glacial Baron taken by the ROX Tigers.
Yep. And you gotta wonder at this point, who in the world is going to stop Smeb?
Well, probably not someone in this game.
Yeah. Kuro too, 7-0-6 on this Victor. I mean, this has been one of the most one-sided series that I think we've seen in Champions this season.
Through no major fault of Longzhu. They were poor in that collapse 5v3 down bot, but otherwise have been, you know, they've been competitive, but being competitive against the ROX Tigers is certainly a group effort.
And things are maybe not so serious at the moment for the ROX Tigers. Wow, Kuro.
That auto attack did 900 damage.
I believe it did.
That's just rude.
Yeah. He didn't even use his gravity field there. Was that just not on?
That was literally his Q auto attack did 800 of that damage.
I guess gravity field, or not gravity field, I guess Chaos Storm must not have been up or something.
He didn't think he had the range. He just went for the targeted Q.
I suppose, yeah. Wow, Flame nearly killed straight up by the culling. There's just nothing Longzhu can do right now.
Nope, no there isn't though.
Yep.
Not much more to say about that. Oh, right.
ROX Tigers are basically going to do whatever they want at this point, which at this moment includes killing the inhibitor in mid.
Yep, the inner turret and bottom taken out. This is a split push by Poppy. No teleport though. Guess it doesn't matter. They don't need 5 people.
Yeah, you can take half of Captain Jack's health off with one Death Ray, so why not, you know? Smeb just pushing bot lane because he can, and I think we're in for a very fast game. Oh man, Coco dared to show his face around Kuro again. That was his mistake.
You saw the Chaos Storm that time. Does some damage as well.
2 inhibitors taken with this Baron already, and I guess the ROX Tigers are going to back away, but you got to wonder if they maybe could have even just pushed for the win there.
I think it's right for...
It's good to play safe.
For future performance, there's no reason. You don't learn anything from overstaying and creating bad habits, so smart to just back away.
I suppose.
Let's look at some of these gold differences. It's 5,000 in mid. Okay, that's pretty standard. Just normal numbers there.
Yep.
I mean, you take Lux into Victor, you take Lux into Elise, and this is what happens.
Yeah, I think you're right. Calling used again. Those are praise crubs.
Well,
whoa, that's praise laser to the face too. He cannot possibly live through this. Gorilla eats him up. Nope. He died inside Gorilla. That's awkward.
Here comes Kuro.
Yeah, that's right. Kuro on the side. They've got Longzhu all bottled up, and it's just a shooting gallery right now for the ROX Tigers. Goodbye, Flame. So goodbye, Flame.
Oh, he's not going to kill him, is he?
Goodbye, Flame.
Oh,
there we go.
The fade away.
And Pure. Last one left. Yep, let Gorilla have it. That's an ace. And the ROX Tigers, what can you say? I mean, they lost 2 people in that fight, but just destroying Longzhu. The funny thing is they can't actually end yet because the death time is only like 20 seconds. We're only at 25 minutes, guys.
The ROX Tigers are having fun. They're playing with their food, and their food is Longzhu. This isn't EM Fire. This is a team that at some point this season might be challenging for top 4.
Gorilla's just randomly eating people, too.
I mean,
just for fun.
He's got the mana, why not?
Yeah, dude. Oh, Kuro. Uh-oh. Da-da. Oh, never mind. It's time to check your email. It's
email
like,
says
oh, more spam.
2-0 ROX Tigers. That's what he read there.
That's right. What? US is down again? Oh. Goes back. And it's just cleanup now for the ROX Tigers.
I believe it's called stat padding.
Yeah, that's right.
Kuro wants to hit the 10 kill, 0 death mark.
This is where you fight over who can play more impressively to grab that MVP, right?
I don't know if you should encourage Peanut. He already has a lot of gusto. Telling him to go hard, I don't know what happens then.
Peanut has no other way to go.
So what happens when someone only has 1 gear? You tell him to play harder than he ever has before.
You just spin the gear faster. Who do you think's the MVP in your opinion? Would you pick Peanut?
No, it's Kuro.
Kuro's been really good. I think it's going to be Kuro in the end too, but Peanut's had a great game. And it looks like it's time to try to end. Smeb walking up with that W, trying to catch Captain Jack. Can't quite do it. They've got 1 Nexus turret down already. And we're waiting for that last epic 5v5. Why not just finish off the 3rd inhibitor in the meantime?
Peanut casually misses the flash cocoon.
Yep, why not? Oh, Kuro doesn't miss that damage. Gonna send the Chaos Storm into the fountain. That's just gonna straight zone out Longzhu as they take out the last Nexus turret. They want the fight. Flame comes in for the ult onto Prey. Prey nearly gets evaporated. Gorilla saves him again, but the Nexus goes down, and that was a 27-minute win to close out this 2-0 for the ROX Tigers.
The ROX Tigers are so damn good at League of Legends.
Crap.
The 2016 season just started. People are still working it out. The ROX Tigers apparently got the early notes about it. They definitely got the Spark notes written down because they are so good at this game. And adding Peanut, the wild card choice, it was either going to make this team much better or much worse. And this was the 2nd best team in the world. And guess what, Doa? They're much, much better than before.
They are. This is an absolutely terrifying team. And you can see Longzhu just stunned. I mean, what do you do against these guys? What an incredibly fun team to watch, too.
You go home, you watch the VODs, you look at their early pathing, Peanut in particular, look for some predictability about it. Remember, the GE Tigers burst onto the scene with a certain strategy that was eventually discovered. The difference now is they've had a year to gel together. They play at multiple speeds. They're not always about the siege, even if they are relentless with enemy structures. Again, that's the right way to play League of Legends.
I guess.
Taking down the structures early. But they have class all across the Rift. They always had that weakness of having a weak jungler. And they don't have that weakness anymore.
Yeah. Wow. Peanut had such a great series. I mean, that game 2 with Elise making so many plays, especially early on. You know, that spontaneous gank in bot lane, you know, really got ROX Tigers off to the right start. You know, I know Kuro had a huge game on Victor, but Peanut's my MVP.
Peanut definitely in with a shout. Prey back on form. Gorilla, just amazing. Always has been, always will be. He's a wonderful player.
That Tom Kench.
That Tom Kench casually devouring people out of Lux ultimates the whole game.
What's really cool to watch is you can see Prey playing so much more aggressively, knowing that Gorilla will save him. He's got absolute trust in his support. This team just seems to have gelled in a way that very few teams ever do, in terms of you really feel that everybody trusts everybody else completely on this team.
You can't have lane dominance if you don't trust your jungler to actually be applying map pressure. They weren't about the map pressure.